Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, Governor Sanwo-Olu gives update on COVID-19 third wave, Lagos State empowers rice farmers and people with disabilities, and Lagos State trains youth for job opportunities. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is appealing to residents to obey the non-pharmaceutical guidelines of COVID-19 and reduce the positive cases of the virus. Here is the update on the third wave in the state.
Many residents in Lagos State are going about their normal activities without the use of face masks, forgetting that coronavirus is still very much around. Non-adherence to safety protocols in the state has resulted to 135 fatalities in the current third wave of the pandemic. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is appealing to residents to obey the safety protocols.
The test positivity rates that we're currently seeing now, the last time we had this press conference, we're suspecting I was getting about 7% then. Now it's about 12.1% from a 1.1% in June of 2021, meaning that for every 100 tests that we do, we get about 12 people that are infected, and we'll continue to do the testing in large numbers. We have identified that the third wave emerged on account of non-adherence to the laid down health protocols that was designed to mitigate the flow of the pandemic. For this reason, it is essential for me to once again remind all of us of the huge responsibility we have to contribute at fighting and defeating this virus. Over the course of managing the pandemic, about 5,551 patients have so far been admitted into our various isolation centers in Lagos, and unfortunately we've recorded over 500 fatality to date, actually about 506. 135 had actually happened within this third wave.
While briefing the public, the governor explains that the use of oxygen for critical patients is also on the rise, and the state will be rolling out the second phase of vaccination exercise in 150 centers.
I'm sure you know that oxygen is a vital requirement for the management of the most severe cases that we've seen. We have indeed seen a gradual increase in the uptake of oxygen during this pandemic, from a utilization of about 75 bottles per day at the beginning of this third wave, which was about 3 weeks ago. Now we're seeing about 400 cylinders of oxygen being used per day. So we're exploring several ways of increasing our oxygen capacity. We received a total of about 299,992 doses of the Moderna on the 18th of August. They announced that they were going to give us 601,000, but they've not given us the entire 601,000, based on their own logistics, at the federal level. But we've received just a little over 300,000 right now. And I'm happy to announce that from Wednesday, on the 25th, we'll commence the vaccination at over 150 centers across the state. The increase in the number of centers compared to the first round of vaccination is because we want to prevent gathering of a crowd in large number, and to ensure that even the vaccination program itself does not constitute a super spreader event.
The Lagos State government is again appealing to residents to follow all non-pharmaceutical guidelines and win the battle against COVID-19.
Everyone needs food for survival, and that is why the Lagos State government is paying attention to the agricultural sector by supporting farmers, particularly those into rice, poultry, and aquaculture business, to help increase food production both in the state and Nigeria.
Agriculture is fundamental for sustainable development and poverty reduction, which is also an avenue to create jobs. The Lagos State government is taking advantage of this sector by empowering farmers through its agro-processing, productivity enhancement and livelihood improvement support projects, appeals. Appeals team is on a working visit to the communities where some of the farmers under the state agriculture value chain are carrying out their businesses. Their first port of call is Okegelu in Lekki Local Council Development Area, where Ofada rice is planted on over 500 hectares of land. Net has been provided for the farmers to cover up their produce. This farmland is run by a group of farmers, and one of them tells us how Appeals Project has supported their business.
This is a demonstration of what Appeals, Lagos State, branch did. Gave us net to cover our products or our plants in order to chase away the weaver bed. Weaver bed is a major challenge of the rice farmer throughout the world. But, Lagos Appeal team did wonderful. This initiative, sounds so louder to the extent that crop of farmers are coming out now. Queue on the long line to benefit from what they have been doing. So we say big thank you to Lagos Appeal team. The farm here is over 500 hectares of land. Definitely is beyond manual cultivation. So we operated mechanically. The worth of this investment in cash, approximately we should be talking of about 350 million naira. 2 months, in the next 2 months we are going to harvest. And the way things go, we are sure that we will get nothing less than 2.5-3 tons per hectare. And the reasonable person must be able to do the calculation. So if we calculate that into 500 hectares, then one should know what we are saying.
From here is off to Ekpe. Ekpe is a town and local government area in Lagos State, located on the north side of the Lekki Lagoon. This time a team visits a community in Ekpe at Origon, meets with another set of rice farmers who have been supported with rice seed to boost their production.
This is a sample, and we are seeing the background there.
The State Project Coordinator of Appeals says the initiative is targeted at improving the rice value chain with modern technology for increased food security.
2 years ago, we started by building the capacity of our farmers, especially those farmers in rice production or further rice. What we observed years back was that a lot of our farmers were not getting good yield on their farm. Their yield 2-3 years ago was as low as 1 ton per acre of land. And so this made us to think and look and say, okay, we can actually collaborate with African Rice, IITA, to get good strains. We came back to Lagos, we went to Ise, and we took rice from the farm, from the rice fields, where they were taken back to Ibadan, and a pure strain was developed. This pure strain has been purified by African Rice and given to our farmers. We have supported our farmers not just with the pure strain, we supported them with herbicides, fertilizers, pesticides and all of that, just to ensure that they get good results. And today what we have is we were able to even get beyond 2.5 ton on an hectare of land. And what it simply means is that going forward, our farmers do not have to patronize quacks for rice seeds. They are sure that they can get good variety, pure strain of a further rice. We have linked the farmers with an outgrower who is going to store these seeds so that they are not adulterated, and then the viability is not lowered. And at the end of the day, I'm sure that our rice farmers will have success stories all the way. This is Ofada rice. We have Faro 44. Ofada rice is a rice that most people would prefer, as against the Faro 44. If you go to most parties, in fact, people would always ask for fada rice because of its nutritional benefits and all of that. So in terms of food security, yes, we have quite a number of clusters in Lagos that are already growing ofada rice. And as a result of our intervention, more lands are being opened right now. And I'm sure that in the next 1-2 years, we would have 100% adoption rate. And that would automatically translate to more ofada rice in Lagos State.
Some representatives of different clusters expressed their gratitude over the quality of ofada rice train given to them.
I've been in this business for over 16 years, and I've been in different programs with Lagos State, Fadama, this and that. But we always have low yieldings in terms of the seed given to us. Hardly on 1 hectare we have just 1 ton of rice, 1.5 tons. But with this API project now, I can say, in fact, it's very okay. Because just with the starting, we get about 2.5 tonnage of rice, 3 tons of rice on hectares. In fact, for over 2 years or 3 years, now many of our people have stepped back for farming. But today, many of them are coming back. So it's very good. Because as I'm talking to you now, we have seek about 400 hectares of land in this area for this API program now.
Although from what we've been doing before, the output is usually very low, to the point that we felt even like living rice farming. But when appeals came, we found out that the new improved seed that they brought to us, in fact, even with one hectare of land, you can get like 2.5 tons of paddy. So with appeals now, at least we've been more encouraged to go back to rice farming. I'm a master's degree holder. I didn't just come into agriculture because I don't have anything to do. It's actually, I have a passion for it. But the first thing is I would advise the youth to go back. In fact, we, as a nation, we started, before the adventure of crude oil, we started from agriculture. And I implore the youth that they should go back to agriculture. We hope that the government can also encourage them. But as a youth, the days of I don't have anything to do or I'm jobless or things like that, I think we should put a stop to that. We at least go back to farming, and I pray that with our efforts we can be able to put the nation back to the same position we were before.
The International Institute of Tropical Agriculture is collaborating with Appeals by training farmers in Lagos to produce good quality of ofada rice.
When a material is developed for ecosystem, it's developed for all ecosystem in Africa, in Nigeria. Take for example, we have rice production ecology. So we take consideration of the rice production ecology before that material is developed. And when it's developed, what is good in Ibadan is good in Lagos. What is good in the northern state is good in the southeastern state. But the difference is the management practices. For example, Faro 44 is one of the key materials that was developed over the years and released in Nigeria. People have been using it, and they have up to 7 to 8 tons, metric tons, but minimum hectarage that you can get from 1 hectare. If you don't go through the proper agronomic practices, you get 4 to 6 metric tons per hectare. Now, comparing what Africa Rice have purified for appeal project, we have to do a lot of sorting development to ensure that most of these materials, we calculate per square meter how many panicle that I grow per square meter give me a yield of this. It's not just a small work, plant rice and remove. If 10 panicle from this rice is giving me this yield, how many panicle will it give me if I plant 1 hectare? So that is what, based on that, we decided to map to select what is good for Lagos State based on the need. Generally, ofada rice is low yielding. Now, out of the low yielding material, there are a lot of mixtures. We decided to, okay, can we bring something good out of our local materials we have? And that is what we are seeing today. So this purification gives us now, ofada rice have not gone more than 800 kg per hectare. But now they are recording 2.53 metric tons.
Next is the Training Institute at Araga Ekpe, where the team is here to encourage the beneficiaries who are people with disability involved in aquaculture, poultry and rice.
Lagos State is the only state that is doing 170 people living with disability. Our Mr. Governor went the extra mile to support additional 85. The training, the empowerment, everything fully funded by the Lagos State government. So you can see that we have a governor that is very passionate about people with disability. And so I believe that in the next couple of months, we would have multi-millionaires amongst you. And we know that you would also impact other people's lives.
Some of them expressed their readiness to make good use of the knowledge gained to increase the productivity level in Lagos.
We do the plowing for the bed in order to do the nursery for rice plants. When you want to plant rice, you do broadcasting or you do transplanting. From that, if you want to do transplanting, you do a nursery whereby you grow it a little. You now replant it into the space or acres or hectares that you want to plant it. So we learned it here today, and we've continued the learning till today. And I want to appreciate the initiators, those initiate the program, especially those people that deem it fit to remember we that are specially created by God. Because for a long time, things have not been easy for many of us. But we thank God that we have governments now that take it into their priority to remind us and allow us to be part and parcel of the society.
We expect government to empower us so that the knowledge we gain here will not be wasteful, with many things that can be helpful for our future in this our aquatic program.
Apart from the empowerment program that the government has given to us in order to help our future, the government should also prepare something called the health scheme for the disabilities, so that it will empower us more to be stronger, to do more things.
Poultry farmers also shared their views about the training.
It's been wonderful. From the director of program here to those at the appeals office in Agege local government, they've been wonderfully well. They've been disability friendly, because in every structure and everything being done here, they put us into consideration and they made the place very much conducive for us. Now, coming back to me as a poultry farmer, it's a much needed opportunity, because as a person living with disability, I will be able to stand on my feet and thereby giving back to the society. Giving back to the society means I'll be able to employ more people on my field, thereby curbing unemployment rates down a bit in my home business.
They've taught us about many things that we didn't know about it before. So it has helped us a lot about this farming and agricultural as a whole. We need to put it in action. So since they've decided they're going to empower us in financial aspect of it, so we establish the business so we can stand on our own.
This initiative is the first edition for the people living with disability, and the director of the institute explains why government is empowering them.
As to this program, to us, it's going to be a special program, because this is the first time we are hosting people with disabilities, and it's a great challenge to us, which we have been able to rise, and make sure that at least we meet their needs, and also that has also given us the opportunity to select, because we have to think of how to communicate to them ideas and the knowledge that we want to put in place and the skills. So what we have been able to do, that has assisted us to be able to be selective in the kind of people that will lecture them, even in the classroom, in the demonstration farms, because what we expect them to do is to be able to stand on their own, and be able to provide for their families. And since they have chosen agriculture, so we're making it easy for them to be able to adapt to situations that they're likely to find around their personal farms.
The objective of the appeals project is to enhance agricultural productivity of small and medium-scale farmers, improve value addition along priority value chains in Lagos State.
Dear Lagosians, the second wave of the deadly coronavirus pandemic is here. Its new strain is easily transmitted and deadlier. Coronavirus symptoms are fever, dry cough, tiredness, difficulty in breathing. We can all prevent the spread of this virus through appropriate and regular use of face masks, avoiding close contact with people who are at high risk, washing our hands regularly with soap and running water, especially after visiting the toilet, before eating and after coughing or sneezing, using alcohol-based hand sanitizer, maintaining at least 1.5 meters or 5 feet distance from anyone coughing or sneezing, covering our mouths with tissue while coughing or sneezing, and thrashing the tissue. If you feel unwell and show symptoms of coronavirus, or you notice anyone who does, please call the Lagos State Emergency Hotlines 08000 ECOMED or 0803 3356 5529. Many are dead. Don't fall victim or die in ignorance. Report now. Together, we will overcome this challenge. Igbega Ipinle Eko, Ajumosheni, Lagos State Government. Announcer.
We now move to employment and wellness issue, where the Ministry of Job Creation and Employment is training 500 youth for the workspace to reduce the unemployment rate in the state. Now, the state government is also educating tradesmen and artisans to always carry out regular health checks to achieve productivity. Let's find out more on this.
With a population of over 200 million people in Nigeria, the youths take 62% of that figure, with most of them unemployed. In reducing the unemployment rate in Lagos State, the government, through the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment, is training 500 youths in different skills and prepare them for the marketplace.
So the first thing really we'll talk about is personal effectiveness and time management. And why do we say that? A lot of times the normal reaction to work in Nigeria is I cannot come and go and what? You've heard the expression before, Abi? Some people that are working, Abi, is in my father's business. I beg you. All right? If you have that kind of attitude to work, you won't last.
The Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment is on a mission to promote, sustain entrepreneurship and employment through effective use of wealth creation strategies and resources by collaborating with stakeholders. Such is a collaboration of the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment with Messrs. Joberman, coming up with a program to train youths in the state on soft skill training and job interviews. This will further drive our ideas home and the needed platform for employability. The program is crucial as it will prepare our youth when researching an organization or institution thoroughly, identifying recruitment requirements in relation to skills, and attribute likely questions post an interview and how to approach answering different types of interview questions.
Lagos State Government is not doing this alone. The partners are optimistic that the training will provide job opportunities.
The goal of this project is to not just provide training to young people, but to also be able to provide them with job opportunities. Between last year and this year, we've trained over 176,000 youths across states in Nigeria, and we're also measuring that up with job placement opportunity by ensuring a 70% conversion or transition, if you may call it, from training to placement. So the objective of this project is to ensure that these young people who are trained are able to access job opportunities here in Nigeria and also across the globe.
It's internationalized in nature, and that in itself has opened them up to be able to compete anywhere in the globe. And as such, we believe after this training, that will assist them in writing up even their CVs and be able to answer likable questions, the postures, and all it takes to go for an international interview.
That's not all. The state is also concerned about the mental wellness of traders and artisans, and so is educating them on the need to stay healthy and visit any of the state wellness center for regular checkup.
Maintaining a healthy lifestyle naturally means ensuring and imbibing the basic essentials that culminate into disciplined routine, healthy values and habits, and therefore balance your diet and regularly exercise and avoid the risks of catching communicable diseases like the one that is pervading itself around now. I'm hopeful that as more and more people choose to educate themselves and others, we will definitely see a change in the way it is talked about or viewed in the community.
It is no gainsaying that developing healthier tradesmen and artisans will result in more productive workforce. Therefore, I enjoin all, as drivers of the entrepreneurial mandate of our dear ministry, to continue to be smart, creative, and continually be partners in the regrowth and development of our dear state.
This initiative is very important for the informal sector and will cut across the local government areas.
We're going around in the 5 divisions of Lagos State to do it. So people that are not here should be expecting that we will call them for their own. So, because of COVID-19, we will have more than but because of COVID-19 protocol. So we have to do it in batches.
It is very useful for my members. At least we will let everybody know that whatever you are handling or dealing with, you need to take it lightly to guard against any depression or anything that would like to affect your health. Because this our life is very so much important.
The Lagos State government says it will continue to roll out policies targeted at promoting sustainable social development for all residents of the state.
And that's the program for this week. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balogun. Till next time, please stay safe.